Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on Vancouver Island in Western Canada. I hope that all of you are having a fantastic week so far. Welcome Phuong, Shisho, Akiki, Aditya, Gurpreet. Nice to see many students in the class. Chayani, good to see our members joining in as well. Students, this lesson is an IELTS speaking part 1 lesson where we will focus on talking about rules. So rules, regulations that you have to follow. Speaking part 1 of the speaking section, it's about 6, 7, 8 questions concerning you, getting to know you, and asking you about some random general topic that's common to all people. Now, rules, of course, we all have some that we follow, that we have to follow. So this is a kind of topic that you could definitely see in the IELTS speaking or hear in the IELTS speaking. This lesson, everybody, is brought to you by aehelp.com. That's academicenglishhelp.com and gieltshelp.com. For academic IELTS success, visit us at aehelp.com. For general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. These are the websites we use regularly for these live classes. They are the textbooks, the audio materials, the lesson materials that we use for teaching you these live classes. So if you want to really learn effectively, then join our premium IELTS package. You just click this big red button that's right there. And it's a one-time payment for lifetime access. We will use the website today for speaking, and we are an official IDP and British Council partner. We're an IELTS test registration center, so you are in great hands with us. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com, and again, click this big red button that's just up there to join the premium IELTS package. We have a discount going for you right now still, so you can use the code TARGET9 for a 20% discount on the website. So use that code TARGET9 and you get a 20% discount. Students, of course, with the websites, you also have apps that are available to you. You can go to your app store, look for Academic IELTS Help, install the app, and General IELTS Help. You can also use the app to purchase the course, but the discount code only works on the websites, so note that. And you can, of course, send me an email if you have any questions, adrian@aehelp.com. All right, we've got lots of classes this week. So September 15th to the 18th, today, speaking part 1 right now. Then tomorrow we will have reading for members. We'll have task 2 writing for subscribers. So it's a good idea to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button so you know when all of these live classes are happening. And then on Saturday, we'll have speaking part 2 and speaking part 3. It's kind of behind me right there, but those are for Saturday. And then on Sunday, we will have a special class on the Discord channel, IELTS Prep. So for those of you looking for more free help to get ready for the IELTS, Discord IELTS Prep is a good place to do it. Here's that nice long URL linking you to that event. That will be a free reading session, and IELTS Prep, you can connect with several thousand different IELTS students. So it's a great place. They are our official Discord partners. We've got new videos for you all the time on the channel. Check out our latest release on YouTube. There it is. Again, the link is in the chat. Now let's jump right into speaking part 1. I see that we've got loads of students in the class now. That's fantastic. Welcome Baljit and our other members. Welcome Carolina, our chat moderator. Eugen, love the emoji series as usual. Cool face followed by panda and smart guy. Love it. All right. Students, speaking part 1, IELTS. Speaking section is 12 to 15-minute interview. It's arguably the most intense part of your IELTS exam, real time. It's just go, go, go. You have to show your best English, okay? So, of course, number 1, be confident. Confidence goes a long way, okay? Confident students get higher scores. If you're too nervous, then you're going to get a lower score. Just remember, you're there to do a job. So is the examiner. It's not the end of the world. The sun will shine tomorrow. So be confident. Be fluent. So it's not a chit chat. You're not meeting up with your friend. So be fluent. And to be fluent, you always want to think about answers, explanations, very important, plus examples, okay? So think of answers, think of explanations, think of examples. That's how you do it. You go to your IELTS speaking and you register 20 minutes before your speaking starts. There are basically 3 different official versions now of the speaking exam, depending on where you live, what country. You have in person, where you go to the test center, you go into a room, you sit face to face, you talk with the examiner. Version number 2, computer-based. You go into an exam center, you sit at a computer station, and you talk with the examiner through video chat, just like we're doing right now. Version number 3, it's not available in every country, only in some countries, where you can do the exam from home. So you log in with your special unique password into your IELTS exam, and you have a camera and microphone, and just like in option 2, you speak with the examiner through the computer video chat from the comfort of your own home. They use special kinds of authentication and facial recognition software to make sure that you are you and that you are actually speaking. Okay, either way, any way you're doing the exam, any of those 3, leave your hands open, leave your body open, speak with a loud voice, and use your hands, use your body, use body language, okay? Imagine you are speaking to your grandfather or grandmother, which means be loud. Maybe they can't hear you, right? What did you say? My ears, I can't hear you. So be loud, okay? Be animated. Just like me, be animated, it's good. Especially the computer filters our emotions. It suppresses emotions, so you want to give it an extra little bit. So be animated, give an extra 10%, okay? It's called melodramatic. Give an extra 10%. Use your body, okay? Body language. All right, helps us to explain, helps us to project, all right? Oh, you can't see the screen properly. Finally, I look at the chat, right? Okay, you'll be able to see the screen properly now. Yeah, no worries. Don't worry about it. It's just the intro part. Okay, so there, let's see, is it all in there now? You'll see the screen now, I think. Okay. Maybe even smaller. There you go. Okay. That's all good. We've got it figured out. So, Be confident, be fluent, give answers, explanations, examples. Imagine you're speaking to your grandmother, grandfather. Be loud, be animated, give an extra 10%. Use your body language, okay? All right, give details. Clear explanations, okay? That's what you want to focus on, all right? Okay. So then your IELTS exam starts. So suddenly you reach that moment where your exam is starting. Now, of course, it's very important that you are speaking English before your exam starts, okay? You must make sure that you are using English before your speaking exam, okay? Talk to a friend, family member, teacher, to another candidate in English, okay? Psychoaster is asking, can you give me a solution for nervousness? Psychoaster, one solution to being confident and not being nervous is to use English before your exam. And if you go to an exam center, talk to another candidate, talk to the people there. That's a great way to get rid of nervousness, okay? So when you are at the exam center, talk in English to another candidate. It is a great way to gain confidence and get rid of stress. Okay? Yusuf is asking, is the only way to succeed is to be confident? Can there be any preparation? Preparation is key to confidence. When we're prepared, we're confident. Okay, that's the other big part of confidence. All right, so your IELTS exam starts. Your examiner welcomes you to the speaking section and they introduce the exam. So they say, welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. We are conducting this exam in Toronto. The exam center number is A4QY73, examiner number 95172, and candidate number 556344381. We shall now begin. The time is 14 o'clock. I'm recording this for clerical purposes. The speaking has 3 parts. I will give you instructions for each. For part 1, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. Let's begin. That's how it works. Obviously, I've done that a few times. For the examiner, it's their job. This is automatic, okay? When they introduce the exam, it's just automatic for them, all right? So just be calm, okay? You're not at the dentist, although I've heard some candidates say they'd rather be at the dentist. Public speaking is scary. Yeah, I agree. So it's good to practice. Okay, and that's what we're here to do, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, so the examiner always starts with the same couple of questions. The first one is, may I see your identification? Okay. So may I see your identification? All right, here we have an answer from one of our viewers. I can't read the Cyrillic. All right, but the answer I can read. Yes, certainly. Here is my passport that I have used for registration. Please have a look at my credentials. Perfect. That's a nice band 9 answer. Okay, it's fluent, it's clear, it's detailed. Just repeat after me. May I see your identification? Yes, certainly. Here is my passport that I have used for registration. Please have a look at my credentials. Very nice. Okay. Fuong has a different answer for us, slightly different. Let's see what Fuong has for us. There are lots of different ways to answer this. The important point is to be confident and fluent. So Fuong says, yes, certainly. Here's my passport that I have used to register a couple of weeks ago. Please have a look at my credentials. Slightly different and very good. Okay. All right. This is again a band 9. So still a band 9. Looking good. One part of this answer that I really like is this couple of weeks ago. Why do I like that part of the answer? So why do I like it when a student says a couple of weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or last month? Why is that good? So why is this part of Fuong's answer especially nice to hear at the start of the exam? Yusuf, it is absolutely not too long. It's one sentence. How would one sentence answer be too long for that question? It's perfectly fine, especially if you say it fluently. Amra says because it's numerical information. Yeah, it's quantitative information. Okay. Numbers are a great way to improve coherence. Okay. And coherence is the most important part of your speaking. Coherence means how well I can understand what you are saying as the examiner, right? So clarity, to be clear. Quantitative information using numbers is an excellent way to quantify and to clarify what we're saying, right? So I was driving really fast, 200 kilometers an hour. It was an emergency, right? So 200 kilometers, whoa, you were really moving, right? So really fast, what is really fast? 80 kilometers an hour, 150, 200, 300 kilometers an hour. What's really fast, right? So numbers are your friend in the speaking section. The next question that the examiner will ask is, what is your full name? Again, give a nice full answer for this one. Okay. Azmat has this answer for us. I can't read the Cyrillic, but I can read the English of your name, so I can figure out the Cyrillic. Okay. Azmat says, my given name is Azmat and my family name is Raksmatov. Please call me by my first name, Azmat. That is a band 9 answer, ladies and gentlemen. Clear, polite, and coherent, right? And I really like this part here in this answer that Azmat is giving me. Please call me by my first name, Azmat. So why do I like that part? Okay, examiners definitely like to hear certain kinds of information, and in this band 9 answer, as long as you say this nice and fluently, I really like this part. Please call me by my first name, Azmat. Why do I like that? So Azmat says, my given name is Azmat and my family name is Raksmatov. Please call me by my first name, Azmat. Why do I like that part of this answer? Why am I so like, woohoo, okay, this candidate is fantastic. It's a nice band 9 response to that question. Okay, why do I like that part? The please call me by my first name, Azmat. Okay, Akira says, so that they don't have to ask for this question again. Exactly, right? Because the examiner has kind of this second question that they have to ask you if you don't answer it, is what should I call you? If you ever took the IELTS exam and you didn't tell them, you know that they ask you this. What should I call you? Okay. So Azmat is basically showing me two really good parts of speech here. She's showing me that she can paraphrase. So Azmat says given name is Azmat, and then says call me by my first name. So given name, and this is first name. So she's paraphrasing, and that means that she's able to really, again, show coherence and emphasize clarity. Okay? And the second reason I like it is because it shows that Azmat is prepared. Azmat obviously practiced for the IELTS. And knows that they are there to communicate clearly. Okay? So paraphrasing the questions, paraphrasing answers for clarity is a very good idea. All right. What do you like to do with your friends? So when you answer the may I see your identification and what is your full name, then the examiner will start to ask some more interesting questions that are about you. So here's one that they could ask you. What do you like to do with your friends? While you answer that question, Vam Shri Krishna is asking, can I say my first name is Vam Shri Krishna, my surname is Bandari? Please refer to me as Krishna. Yeah, and you don't have to explain that. So you don't have to say, because I like to be called Krishna rather than Vamshi. No, you don't have to say that. You can just say, please refer to me as Krishna, and then stop there. Okay? All right. Okay, Fwang says this. Let's see. Fwang says, well, my friend and I live in different cities, so we only meet at the weekend to go shopping, hang out, or go to the cinema. Like last Saturday, we went to the shopping mall and bought some lipsticks. Okay, Fwang, this would be like, let's say if you say this really clearly and fluently, it's a band 8. There is something a little bit wrong with this answer. So Fwang, this part here, well, my friend and I live in different cities, so we only meet at the weekend. I'm going to do this actually with a red highlight. Whoa, that's bright. So that part of your answer, I don't really like. Why? What's wrong with this part of the sentence, students? So the question here is, what do you like to do with your friends? And Fwang says, well, my friend and I live in different cities, so we only meet at the weekend to go shopping. Why don't I like the start of this answer? I'm a very picky examiner. You have to kind of get ready for the tough examiners because, yeah, sure, some examiners are a little bit easygoing. They might give you an extra half band score, but you don't know who you will get. So you have to prepare for that grumpy examiner that had a terrible cup of coffee and they're just a little bit having a bad day, maybe. Okay, so yeah, I've got some answers there. So Amra says it's off topic. Anahita says it's not precise. Sarah says she didn't answer the question directly. Sarah says it seems like it's answering another question. Another student says it's not valuable information. Yeah, it's kind of all of those, right? So you have to be very careful in your IELTS exam. It's kind of like a job interview in this way that you're not there to give your personal opinion, even though it might feel like that, even though some questions are even asking you, like, in your opinion, leave your personal feelings and opinions out of the IELTS exam, okay? So be careful not to give awkward, indirect, or off-topic answers by involving emotions and the truth into your answers. Instead, focus on giving clear answers by using the question or the questions. Okay, so Fuang, when you say, well, my friend and I live in different cities, sure. This sounds terrible. Don't take this the wrong way, Fuang. I don't care. Your candidate number 775849321. That's all you are, Fuang. You're just a number. I will not remember you. I don't care that your friend lives in different cities. I just care that you're showing me good English, responding to the question that I'm asking you. If that sounds cold and cruel, it's too bad. It's not the point. The point is to test your English. And there are hundreds of candidates coming to me this week, and I'm asking them this question, right? So all I care about is just some very clear answers using the question. So I want to hear something like, well, I really enjoy going shopping, hanging out, and watching a movie at the cinema with my friends. Like last Saturday, we went to West Side Mall and window shopped for an hour. Okay, so that's the kind of answer. And this also is good for you, the candidate, because it keeps you in the flow. If you really start to go off into the truth and emotions, then it's easy to get lost the further you go with the questions, okay? So I know it's like, okay, so am I supposed to be a robot? Not really, not a robot, but you really need to stay on track, okay? So just repeat after me. Well, I really enjoy going shopping, hanging out, and watching a movie at the cinema with my friends. Like last Saturday, we went to West Side Mall and window shop for an hour before watching Top Gun 2 at the theater. Let's put some paraphrasing in there. Okay, so that would be a specific answer, explanation, example. All right. And then the examiner might ask you something like, how about when you are alone? So the first question is, what do you like to do with your friends? And the next question is, how about when you are alone? So it's a conversation. They're connecting the questions. So this is basically asking you, what do you like to do when you are alone? Okay, so give me a nice full sentence for that one. Okay, the ocean says, when I am alone, I usually play the music out loud and then brainstorm for any ideas that might be helpful to elevate my emotional state. Okay. Let's take a look at this. So the good parts, when I am alone, it's using the question. It's a conditional, okay? So it's a real condition. When I have this, I do that. It's good grammar. You're getting band scores for grammar range. When I am alone, and then you say, I usually play the music out loud. And then brainstorm for any ideas that might be helpful to elevate my emotional state. Okay, so this would be about a band 6 to 7 at best. Okay, so band 6 on the low part, band 7 on the high part. I usually play the music out loud. There's something that's not right there. What's going on? What's the problem there? Okay. Why is the ocean losing marks on this phrase? Play the music out loud. What's going on there? Okay. So peer review and peer feedback is very important. Okay. It's not possible for everybody to have a native English speaking tutor all the time, especially a tutor who knows English grammar and teaching at a very high level. So you have to be able to give feedback to each other when you're practicing with each other, like through our websites. So Anahita says, play music loudly. Okay. Akira says, turn the music up. Okay. Yeah, so this is awkward English. Okay. Play the music out loud is awkward English. Awkward, or we can also say unnatural English. I can understand it, but it's definitely unnatural English. Okay. What you're thinking about here is like saying something like read aloud. Read aloud is a one word, and it's aloud. It's not actually out loud. We say aloud. Aloud is when you can hear it, when it's not silent, but it's aloud, right? So loudly is the correct one. Somebody said that. So when I'm alone, I usually play loud music. Simpler than that, okay? So play loud music. And then we have this part here, and then brainstorm for ideas that might be helpful to elevate my emotional state. That's also, so there's something wrong with that. What's wrong with that? And then brainstorm for any ideas that might be helpful to elevate my emotional state. What's wrong with that? Okay. When we understand what's wrong with our answers, then we can think of better answers, and that's why we have to analyze this. Okay. Druvrai says, Lathia says, not connected, and Yusuf says it's too complex. Absolutely. Okay. So this is unnecessarily complicated, and it's not connected. Okay, so here as the examiner, Ocean, I'm thinking like, okay, well, what kind of ideas elevate your mood? What are you thinking about, right? And you haven't really told me why you play loud music. So what's the reason for that? Okay, so I would personally, if you started with when I'm alone, I usually play loud music, I would take this entire part out, and I would instead explain to the examiner why you like to play loud music. When I'm alone, I usually play loud music because it gets me energized and feeling happy. Now, if you want a nice kind of slang language here, and you can use slang, it gets me pumped and feeling positive. Yesterday, or this morning, let's say, I was blasting Metallica on my wireless speaker to get me ready for this exam. You might even get a smile out of the examiner. Never try to make the examiner laugh on purpose, okay? If it happens naturally, fine, but don't try to make a joke purposefully. I've been asked that question, like, should I make the examiner laugh? No. If it happens naturally, if you get a smile, sure, fine, but don't try to tell a joke or don't try to be funny, okay? All right, so this would now be your Band 9 answer, Okay, so you need clarity. Students, clarity is very important, and that's all about content. So when I'm alone, I usually play loud music because it gets me pumped and feeling positive. This morning, I was blasting Metallica on my wireless speaker to get me ready for this exam. Students, do you see the difference between this answer and the previous version where it's like, and I think about ideas to elevate my emotional state? So can you feel the difference in the clarity of the communication? Do you understand why this is a band 9 level answer content versus the previous one that's a band 6 or 7, even if it's perfect English? Okay, it's very important that you understand the difference of the levels of content for your speaking interview. Okay, all right, I've got a lot of thumbs up. Okay, so yeah, if somebody tells me that they like to play loud music, of course, as your listener, my first question is, why do you like loud music? Okay, even though it might seem like a given, we need to know that. Okay. All right, and then the examiner says, let's talk about rules. All right. When you hear the word rules, what other words come to mind? So when you hear the word rules, and when you're practicing IELTS at home, this is what you should do. You should always think about word association. So other important key words related to the topic that's being introduced. Dwi Giulianti says regulations. Okay. Fuang and Chen both say law. Fuang also says punish. Yeah, if you don't follow rules, there's punishment or punish. Punishment. Norms. Sahil says norms. Yep. Rules create norms. Sarah says government. Or even just the verb, Sarah, governing, right? Amra says obey. Yes. Follow. You follow rules, right? Batsuk, regulations, responsibility. Okay, good. Chen, duty. Mathematics, Ada, very good, enforcement. Enforce or enforcement. Meet says command. Dumihang says policy. Okay. Azmat says legal. ConnectNep says justice. Yes. Chen says morals. Very good. So now you're on a roll, okay? And that's what you want to do. So when you hear the focus, the topic, rules, think of as many words as you can that associate with it. One word I'm surprised I haven't seen, I'm not sure if anybody has written this, but I haven't seen this, is consequences. This is definitely one of the words that comes to my mind. Consequences, okay? So the outcomes of rules or not following rules. Consequences, consequence, okay? Just repeat after me. Consequence, 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 okay? Consequence. Okay, let's answer this first question here, and then we'll get a little bit more into it. So what are some rules that you have to follow? Now, hint, students, hint, hint. This is about you. Part 1 is about you. What are some rules that you have to follow? Okay. All right. Here we go. So, Vamshi Krishna says, When I think about rules, the first thing that strikes my mind is that I have to clean shave my beard because I work in a hospital and it shows my sincerity. Okay, this is about a band 6 to 6.5, maybe 6.5 answer for this. Why? Okay, so I know some of you are probably thinking, Adrian, you're such a tough examiner. Why are you so hard on me? But I'm pushing you for that band 8, band 9 level because I know that's what you want and I know I can get you there. And so I have to really push you to get to that level, and to do that you have to know why you're getting a lower mark. So here, this answer, Krishna, is only about a band 6 to 6.5 level. So why, students? What are the mistakes? So I'm not going to show you the mistake this time. I want you to tell me. There are a few different mistakes in this answer. Let's see how many of you, how many mistakes you can figure out. I can see at least 3 different mistakes in this answer. When I think about the rules, the first thing that strikes my mind is that I have to clean shave my beard because I work in a hospital and it shows my sincerity. There's at least 3, even 4 or 5 mistakes in this response. What is it? Calvin says it's vague. Ruby says maybe it's clean shave. Shakir says he gives his opinion. Carolina says it's incorrect grammar. Rajveer says it's not a direct response. Yeah, let's start with that one. It's not a direct response. Okay. All right, so this response is not direct. Okay. What I mean by that, and you're right, Rajveer, when I think about rules, the first thing that strikes my mind, this whole piece here, okay, is just general, right? It's like, okay, I asked you that. I said, what are some rules that you have to follow? You don't have to say when I think about rules. This is not necessary. So we don't need this first part, okay? So it's not direct. The first thing that strikes my mind, I don't know if anybody saw that, but the first thing that strikes my mind is it's a forced idiom. The candidate is using the idiom unnaturally to try to get marks, okay? So it's kind of like, it seems like you're forcing that idiom into the answer, and it's awkward. You probably naturally would not hear most people say the first thing that strikes my mind for this, okay? Clean shave my beard is actually okay. So this is okay. Clean shave my beard is okay. You could imagine that. That's fine. Because I work in a hospital and it shows my sincerity. What does that mean? Okay. Shows my sincerity is unclear. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. It shows that you're respectful of other patients and colleagues or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to guess. Okay. And there's another mistake in here. Okay. So let me add that one. So sincere doesn't make sense. It's not clear what is meant by that word there. Okay. And there's another mistake here that's very important, and I don't see anybody mentioning this. The question is asking for a plural. Questions asking for multiple answers. What are some rules? Okay. So the question is asking for multiple ideas. Okay. So Krishna, let me help you a little bit here and rewrite your answer. So several regulations that I must adhere to. are traffic laws, like speed limit and stopping at red lights, as well as all of the rules at the hospital where I work as a nurse, such as washing my hands, wearing a face mask, and shaving my beard. This ensures that patients and staff are protected from pathogens. Okay, so this, I'm showing you the highest level of answer, of course. So this would be the band 9 level of coherence, complexity. Okay, if you give an answer that's not as complicated, you can still get a band 9, but I'm giving you like the for sure band 9, where it's either grumpy examiner that had a terrible coffee this morning or happy examiner that just bought a puppy yesterday. Both of them will give you a band 9, okay? So what are some rules that you have to follow? Several regulations that I must adhere to are traffic laws like speed limit, stopping at red lights, as well as all the rules at the hospital where I work as a nurse, like washing my hands, wearing a face mask, shaving my beard. This ensures that patients and staff are protected from pathogens. Okay? So that would be a band 9 level response. All right? Okay. Baljit says, I have answered it, sir. You did not see it. All right. Baljit, I believe you. Yeah, Baljit, it's one word. You have to be a little bit clearer. I see it now. You said single. Okay. A little bit more detail, Baljit, but yes, I get it. All right. So always really pay attention to the question. If it says some rules and they're asking for more than one, you have to give at least 2, right? So even if it's just really simple, I have to follow several rules like stopping at a red light, washing my hands, taking my shoes off before I go into my house. Even that answer is much better. It's much closer to a band 8, band 9, okay? All right, everybody, so let's really get into it now. Let's practice by actually speaking so I can give you some real feedback in real time verbally. And we're going to get some volunteers. This is free. Everybody can do this. You do not need to pay money for this. It's absolutely free. You go to the website, aehelp.com. Many of you know what to do. You go to your My Student account after you register yourself, and then you go to Student Partner Speaking, you enable your microphone, and then you send me a message to Master, and you write, I want to volunteer. I will show you exactly what to do, so follow with me. So you go to aehelp.com. Okay, that's the website here. www.aehelp.com. Okay, and you'll end up at this website. Then you click My Student Account. It's up at the top. You will see it. It's kind of off the page here, but you'll see it at the top there. And it should log you in. Oh, by the way, you register by clicking this big red button. You can buy the full version. Okay, there you go. Again, this website, it's the companion to the live classes. It makes sense to join the full version if you watch these classes regularly. And if you want to just try it and say, hey, Adrian's a little bit crazy, I want to try this first, then you can do it with the green button right there, okay? I'm not crazy. I'm just energetic. All right. And then, so you go into the website And here you are in the website. You've got computer-based practice exams, a full interactive course, study books, PDFs, lesson plans, videos, HD videos, lots of them. You've got your audio CDs. And then above my head there, you've got speaking interview practice. And above that, you've got your IELTS speaking. And also you have this in some countries, not every country. You have this register for the IELTS test. If you see the red button, you can register for the IELTS exam to do at home, the home-based version, through our website, which is really cool. But right now, we're doing this student partner speaking, that one there. Okay, you click on that. And then you accept the terms and you are brought into this interface, and you can see there are many students. So all of these people here are students that are joining in. You will see me as a master. So master, okay. Click on that name on the blue envelope. So you see these blue envelopes, it's a chat interface. Click on that and then say, I want to volunteer, and then we can start speaking with each other. Okay, so I'm going to reach out to some volunteers here and we'll get going. Okay, all right. Let's start with Arish. Let's see if Arish is here. Okay, are you ready? So are you ready, Arish? I will always message you back first just to make sure you have a good connection and you are sitting at your computer. Okay. Hello, Arish. I can see that you picked up, but I do not hear you. Can you hear me? Can you say something? Arish, I'm not sure if you have your microphone enabled on the website. Make sure you enable the microphone. Make sure it is linked correctly to your device so that I can hear you. Arish, test it out with another student. Once you've got it figured out, give me a call back, okay? Or send me a message back, okay, Arish? All right, let's try Juan. Are you ready, Juan? I believe this is Juan from Argentina.
Hello.
Hi, Juan. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I am doing fantastic. Juan, you are in Argentina, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. And Juan, can you just remind everybody why you are taking the IELTS exam?
In the future, I like to move maybe to Canada or the United States. I don't have a plan right now, but I don't know. It's a dream of mine. Maybe in the future.
Okay.
So I like to be ready when the time comes.
Keeping your options open, right? Okay.
Yes, and it's also, a great practice for my English. Also, I am trying to improve my writing.
Yeah.
So studying for the IELTS is really useful.
Absolutely, Juan, and I agree with you. I mean, having a good mark in an English proficiency exam like IELTS, which is the International English Language Testing System, it's good for many reasons. It's kind of like getting your driver's license, and I'm asking you, why do you have your driver's license? And you're like, well, I need to drive to work or to school or to visit another country. There's a lot of reasons, and you might not even know what the reason is yet, but you can use it for a lot of different purposes. And an English exam like IELTS, the same. You can use it for a lot of different reasons in life, so it's definitely a benefit. Okay, let's do this, Juan. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Give me some nice full sentence answers. Really focus on the question, the content, okay?
Mhm.
All right, here we go. So welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. Can I see your identification?
Sure. This is my passport, which I use to registration.
What is your full name?
My name is Juan Pablo Avila. You can call me Juan.
Okay, Juan. I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. What do you like to do with your friends?
When I'm with my friends and we get together, we like to go out, maybe to a restaurant or a bar and have a coffee. Last weekend we got together at a bar and we watched a soccer game.
How about when you're alone?
When I'm alone and I have some free time, I like to read and I also like to play video games. Yesterday, during the afternoon, I played GTA 5 for 30 minutes.
Let's talk about rules. What are some rules that you have to follow?
Some rules or laws I have to follow on a daily basis are traffic rules and also social media and internet rules. Um, and today, for example, I reported a post I saw in a group on Facebook, and later I got a notification, and the Facebook team said that they eliminated that post because it violated some rules.
Okay. Let me give you a bit of feedback. So that was not bad, Juan. I would say that's a solid 7.5 for your response. Okay. You need to be a little bit louder, more confident. You're soft spoken, and that's okay. I know that that's your style of speaking. So you're not like me. You're not this really loud person like me. But for the IELTS, you have to be a little bit more, I don't know, should I say aggressive, but a little bit more confident because you have good English, but sometimes I have to pay extra attention, not because of what you're saying, but because of how you're saying it, because you're soft-spoken. And at the end of the day, soft-spoken people are sometimes difficult to understand, even if you're a native English speaker. If you're soft-spoken, and I have to be like if I'm your grandpa, Juan, okay? So if I'm your grandfather, I'd probably be like, ha! Ha! Juan, speak up! Juan, speak up! Grandson, I can't hear you. So he might have a bit of a freak out, right? So yeah, on the IELTS, you need to kind of project your voice, okay? You want to project your voice a bit. And I think that way you can get even just a half band more. Okay, the first couple of questions were good. May I see your identification? Yeah, nice and confident, Juan. Yes, of course. Here it is. This is my passport. I used it a couple of weeks ago to register. Okay, so nice and confident. And then I asked you this question, what do you like to do with your friends? You said, when I'm with my friends and we get together. Juan, don't double up on your answers, okay? And this is for everybody. So everybody, notice how Juan says, when I'm with my friends, and then he says, and we get together. That's the same, okay? When I'm with my friends and we get together, it's the same information. Avoid doubling up on information. So when you're practicing professional communication, say it once, say it clearly. Okay, especially back to back. So here you say, when I'm with my friends, and then right away you double up and we get together. If you double up, sometimes it's okay, but only if it comes later because you're adding emphasis or clarity, and then you say at the end, so this is what we do when we get together. And then I kind of hear that as an emphasis, but not back to back. So not like this, where it's once and then right away you double up. Okay, don't do that. So when I'm with my friends, take this part out. We go out to a restaurant or bar and have a coffee. Sure. Last weekend we went to a bar and watched a soccer game. That was good. Okay, so don't double up. And then I asked you about rules. What are some rules you have to follow? You said some rules I have to follow on a daily basis are traffic rules. Like what, right? Stopping at a stop sign. So give an indication of what that is. And also some social media and internet rules. Okay. Then your example got a little bit confusing for me. Something about you responding to a blog post and then being taken off. Simple. I know it's difficult sometimes to think of simple ideas, but you want to think of simple rules. So, and also social media and internet rules, like not using profanity in live YouTube classes. All right. Profanity, by the way, everybody, those are considered the bad words of English, like F-U-C-K and so on, right? So it's considered cursing or profanity or foul language, okay? So obviously the internet is quite strict on those kinds of rules. So foul language, profanity, cursing, okay? So those. So think of kind of simple or simpler ways to express the ideas. But overall, quite good, Juan. Quite good. So first tip, project the voice, okay? Got it? Clear? Yeah? Okay. All right, Juan, keep up the good practice. Thanks for being my first volunteer this week.
Okay. Thank you, Adrian.
Bye, Juan. All right, that was good. I felt the confidence there on the goodbye, Juan. You're like, okay, better late than never. I'm going to be confident. All right, let's jump to the bottom of the list. We've got Yusuf. I'm gonna just hop around here a little bit, everybody. So let's go to Yusuf. Yusuf, are you ready? You can absolutely take part. Are you ready? All right, we've got lots of volunteers, and that's fantastic, everyone. I'm going to jump around to a few different people, so no worries. Okay, hang in there. All right, Yusuf. There we go. Pick up that phone. Okay, we'll give it 2 more rings, Yusuf. All right, Yusuf, not sure what's going on your end there, but didn't get an answer. Let's see if Khan is with us. Okay, the best first step, everybody, is test it with another student. All right, I see that you're calling me back, Yusuf, but wait for me, please, to call, okay? Khan, are you ready? I will try you again, Yusuf, after I speak with Khan, okay? So let's see if Khan is ready. Khan, are you ready? And Khan says, sir, I've waited for your class. Yes, and especially students, if you're waiting for the class, open up the website, reach out to another student, and see if they are ready, okay? So, Khan. All right. Hello, Khan. You picked up quite quickly there, but I can't hear you, Khan. Check your microphone. Make sure that when the browser asks you, do you want to allow this website to use your microphone and your speaker, it's very important that you say yes. Okay? If you can't hear my voice, Khan, it definitely means that you've got some issues with your audio settings and your permissions on the website. You want to check that out. Okay? All right. Yusuf, I will try you one more time. Okay? If you're still here, but I don't... Oh, there you are. All right. Hi,
Hey,
Yusuf.
sir, can you hear
Yes, I can hear you. How are you, Yusuf?
me? I'm good, sir. What about you?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you. Yusuf, where are you calling from?
Kazakhstan, but I actually from Turkey. I moved here 6 years ago.
Okay, so you moved to Kazakhstan from Turkey. So does that mean you had to learn another language to?
No, I particularly learned Kazakh in school, but I'm not keen to it. I usually learn English rather than Kazakh.
Okay, so what language do you use on a daily basis right now?
With my friends, Turkish, there are a lot of Turkish people living in Kazakhstan, to be honest. Therefore, it really depends, but Turkish and English is the main languages that I use.
Interesting. Living in Kazakhstan. Okay. Yeah, we're becoming very global. There are
Yes,
so where I live in Victoria, we have Chinatown, and we have a very big Chinese community in Vancouver as well. And in certain parts of the city, you only hear Chinese, even though you're in Canada, which is quite interesting. All right. Well, let me ask you a few questions. Are you ready?
yes, sir, I'm ready.
Okay, so let's talk about rules. Why do you think rules are important?
I think rules are important because it actually defines you. Like if you go out of a rule, this makes shows you a bad person. And usually you have to follow the rules instead of going outside, like not following the rules. It makes you a bad person.
Do you have any personal rules in your home?
Yeah, actually, my parents provide several of rules that is necessary for you to follow. I actually don't follow all of them, to be honest. I follow the ones that I should be at home in 7 p.m. After that, I can't be allowed to enter home, so I have to be hurry to be on the time.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so your two answers, Yusuf, are about a band 6 to a band 6.5. Your fluency is great. Your fluency is like a band 8.
Teacher, can I actually say something?
Sure.
So I've been practicing speaking for like actually 2 days. I've been working for writing mainly, and I haven't been to like speaking teacher or online courses for a while now, and that's why I'm stressed about. And actually, this is the first time I see in my recommendation. So I just join up your live stream and try to have advices. And I ask you, is it necessary to learn like paraphrases like words? Is it necessary, or you should be just confident when you are talking? Is it the key?
Both. Both are important. Paraphrasing is quite important throughout the IELTS exam. Paraphrasing is the main tool of the exam. So in the reading and in the listening, when you see a question, the question paraphrases the audio or the passage. So you see it one way in the question, you hear it or you read it in another way. So paraphrasing is very important. Paraphrasing is the part of communication that allows people to create clarity. So if I tell you I live in a big house and you say, well, okay, so what do you mean you live in a big house? And then I tell you, well, my house has 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and 200 square meter backyard. Then you go, oh, okay. So all I did there was descriptively paraphrased the big house concept. Okay, so descriptive paraphrasing is one type of paraphrasing. So paraphrasing gives clarity to a listener, so it creates communication. So paraphrasing is very important, and confidence is very important. Okay.
So can I ask you some questions as well, like two?
You can ask me more questions, Yusuf, outside of the live class as well. So you can send me an email, but I want to focus on your answers for now, so that I can give you valuable feedback.
Can you give me like feedback so I can work on
Yes,
that?
that's what I'm going to do right now. And the feedback that I'm giving you is also valuable for many of our other viewers. I'm going to ask a question from our viewers here. So Yusuf's answer here would be about a band 6. Your fluency, Yusuf, would be a band 8. Your pronunciation is about a band 8. Your grammatical range and accuracy is about a band 6 to 7. And your vocabulary is about a band 7, and your coherence is about a band 5. So it's your coherence, first of all, that we need to look at. Where is Yusuf losing a lot of marks in these two answers? Can anybody tell me that? So Baljit in the example says he uses you and did not give an example. So Yusuf, take a look at your answer here, okay? So I said, why do you think rules are important? And you said, I think rules are important because it refines you. My first advice to you, Yusuf, is when you're practicing, definitely don't use you. I can tell that you really like using this pronoun in your language where you say you, but it's really bad because you're not talking about me, the examiner, okay? And it starts to get strange, especially when you say something like, you are a bad person. Like you just told the examiner that they're a bad person, right? Even though you didn't mean it. I get that you didn't mean to tell me that I'm a bad person. You actually called me a bad person if I don't follow rules, right?
I'm sorry, sir. Like,
no,
I didn't mean to.
You don't have to be sorry. I'm not telling you to be sorry, but just so you remember in the future that, oh, okay, I have to be careful what I choose as the words, right? And then in your second answer, again, it becomes strange. You say, my parents provide several rules that are necessary for you to follow. And inside I kind of smiled. I was like, oh, really? So your parents are telling me what I should do now. All right.
No, since this is my first time,
No, you don't have to explain yourself, Yusuf. It's totally fine. So many people make this mistake. So the big tip here, Yusuf, of course, is to use I instead of you. Okay. So I think rules are important because it refines the person. If I, and not go out of a rule, we don't say that. If I break rules, you break a rule. Okay. If I break rules, it shows I am a bad person. A bad person, and usually I have to follow rules. So usually I have to follow rules. So let's not say usually. So I have to follow rules, and then you repeat here. It makes me a bad person. Okay. I am always honest, and I never steal. So I am a moral person. Okay. Just repeat this after me, Yusuf, and this is for everybody, so everybody can repeat this, okay? So I'm going to say the question, the answer, and then just repeat after me, Yusuf. So why do you think rules are important? I think rules are important because it refines the person. If I break rules, it shows I'm a bad person, so I have to follow rules. I am always honest, and I never steal, so I'm a moral person. Okay, Yusuf, why do you think rules are important?
I think rules are important because it refines the person. If I break rules, it shows I'm a bad person. So I have to follow the rules. I'm always honest and I never steal. So I'm a moral person.
Okay, that's a much higher band level answer. That's a band 8, band 9. It's clear, right? And you're talking about yourself and society, not about the examiner. Okay, same thing here. So I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to write it. Copy as best as you can after I'm finished. Okay. Do you have any personal rules in your home? Yeah, my parents provide several rules that are necessary for me to follow. I have to take off my shoes when I go into the house, and I have to be home no later than 7 p.m. That is my curfew. After that, I cannot enter my house. Do you have any personal rules in your home?
Yeah, actually, my parents provide several rules that necessary for me to follow. I don't actually follow all of them. I follow the ones that
are necessary, like
that,
taking off
that
my
is
shoes.
necessary, such as not taking out the shoes while entering the home, as well as being on time when my parents are eating the dinner.
Okay, good. Much better. Now you're talking about yourself, okay? So, Yusuf, that's what I want you to practice, is give answers, talk about yourself, and you're going to have a lot more clarity. Already, by the way, just what you did right now, your band level went from a 6.5 to a 7, okay? All right.
Thank you, sir. This really helped me out. Like, I can't explain you.
Absolutely. The trick, Yusuf, is practice. Keep coming back to these live classes, and I highly recommend using the premium version of our course.
Yeah, after that, I will steal my father's card and do that. Definitely.
We just said that you don't steal, Yusuf. We said you don't steal. Borrow. Ask to borrow. Okay.
Okay,
All right, Yusuf, have a great day.
have a great day.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, that was Yusuf from Kazakhstan. Give him a thumbs up. He was brave. He's ambitious. Some thumbs up there for Yusuf. Okay, let's take somebody else. Let's see if Tara is available. Tara, are you ready? I think you've volunteered before and we haven't heard your voice in a while. So let's see if Tara is here with us today. Tara, are you ready? There, I just sent it. Okay. All right, Tara, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, Tara.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes,
How are
perfect.
you?
Yes, I can hear you now. Thank you.
All right, this is Tara from Vietnam, correct?
Yes, thank you for remembering.
I always have to think twice. Your British accent gets me every time. I'm like, this is Tara from Birmingham or London. But no, it's Tara from Vietnam. Okay. Sounds like
Well,
really is.
Thank you. Well, actually, I met a friend from London a few days ago, and she told me that I have like Australian accent. So I start to feel a bit confused now.
Well, I'm Canadian, so I'll be honest with you. Australians and British sound almost the same to us. But so I know there's probably so many people in Australia and Britain right now going, what did Adrian just say? Let's get to some questions. Are you ready?
Yes, of course. I'm ready. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Do you have any personal rules in your home?
Well, yeah, of course. My family have tons of rules. So basically, it's like the Vietnamese traditional rules, including like not wearing shoes at home, or like inside your house or inside one house, or basically just not going back home too late. Yeah, so those are kind of special rules in Vietnam. However, in my family, sometimes we have other rules, including like how we can interact with older people and how we should like talk and share our opinions. So yeah, basically we have tons of rules.
Are there any new rules or laws in your country?
Oh, new rules in my countries. Well, I guess for right now, I think there'll be tons of new rules, but the one that I think is like the most relevant or the most related to me is the traffic rules. So in Vietnam recently, we have launched a new rules regarding that people who have drunk like a little bit of alcohol cannot drive. And if people like, or if the police figure it out that people get drunk and drive cars, they can be fined like huge amount of money, like $1,000 or something. So yeah, it's a big deal in Vietnam for the past few days.
Do you think the way people pay attention to rules has changed in the past 20 years?
Well, definitely, yeah. Because like first thing first, for the past few years, the ways that we interact with rules are actually changing because like because sometimes there are rules that are very important to our life, and moreover, I think people get used to the fact that we have like rules and regulations in our life to make orders and to make the society become the better place. So first of all, people get used to new rules, and
If
secondly,
you could make a new rule, what would it be?
well, definitely something related to the environment. So if I can make a new rules, I would definitely not to allow anyone in this world to use plastic bags anymore. So probably we're just gonna stop producing plastic bags and find people who use them. So yeah, that is gonna be one of the way for us to protect the environment.
Okay, that is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. All right, so that would be about a band 7.5-ish. But I really want you, Tara, to get a band 8.5 because with that lovely accent, that great fluency, your obvious familiarity with English, your vocabulary, you should be aiming at that 8.5. And for you, it's all about slowing down and content. So I think we've talked about this, Tara, in the past as well.
Yeah.
You have to give me clearer answers. Your answers seem foggy. So they seem like they're missing that crisp explanation, that clear idea. And I think that, my advice to you when you're practicing your speaking at home, when you're practicing your communication, is to slow down your thoughts and use expressions to buy yourself a bit of extra time to really identify the answer that you want to give. So use expressions like, that's an interesting question, allow me a moment to think. Or paraphrase the question in more detail. So, are there any new rules or laws in your country? Well, in Vietnam, I'm sure there are some new laws that have emerged over the past 5-10 years. Whenever you think about the present and the future, think about technology. There's always some development around technology, and every country is creating new rules and regulations around the use of the internet, around information that can go on the internet. So right away, you might get ideas like cybercrime, or identity theft, or violation of personal information, and rules around that. Okay, so buy yourself time. Think about it. You don't have to speak so quickly. Okay, you've got good fluency, you've got good English, you don't have to speak so fast, you have to have better content. When a person is not allowed to drink any alcohol for driving, there's a collocation that we use for that. Do you know what that is for Band 9 vocabulary? Do you know what it's called when you are not allowed any alcohol as the driver?
Oh, I don't think I know. Maybe
It's
something
called-
related to alcoholic,
It's
something.
it's tricky. It's a tricky one. You have to know the words. It's zero tolerance. It's called
So
zero
like
tolerance. Okay.
Tolerance is a familiar word, like lactose intolerance. Oh yes, zero tolerance. Okay.
Yeah. So in Vietnam, zero tolerance has been introduced. Zero tolerance has been introduced for drivers over the past couple of years. This means that a vehicle operator is not allowed any alcohol in their system when driving a car. Okay, so yeah, it's called zero tolerance. Okay, a lot of countries have introduced that rule, including Canada. It's zero tolerance as well now. Okay, all right. So, but that's just a little bit of a bonus for everybody to learn that collocation, zero tolerance. So, so Tara, again, a little bit slower, clear. Okay, more focused. I want you to practice that. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Let me give you one answer. I'm not going to write it. I'm just going to give it to you, and I want you to copy me. Okay, so here's the question. If you could make a new rule, what would it be? If I had a chance to create a new law, it would be related to the environment. I would not allow anyone in the world to use plastic bags, as these pollute and hurt wildlife, this would be a great way to save nature. If you could make a new rule, what would it be?
Well, if I could make a new rules, I would.
Slow. So, Tara, too fast. See how here in your answer you said, well, definitely something. We want to avoid using words like something because they have no value. So if I had a chance to make a new law, it would definitely be to protect the environment. I would not allow anybody in the world to use plastic bags because they hurt the environment and kill animals. Okay, so slow it down. So if you could make a new rule, what would it be?
Yeah, if I had a chance to make a new rule, it's definitely going to be about protecting the environment. So I would not allow anyone in the world to use plastic bags anymore. So because it's going to hurt the environment. So yeah.
Animals. Okay, so slow it down. And when we're nervous or when we're stressed or ambitious, we tend to talk fast sometimes, and talking too fast can be the enemy as well. So you have to be careful. It's if you ever go into politics and want to become a politician, it's one of the first kind of advice that your communication coach will teach you is speak slower. Okay. So I'm your political advisor, Tara. Speak slower. Okay. All right, Tara, keep up the good practice. Yeah.
I would definitely gonna thank you on my day to be the president. But still, thank you so much.
Okay. Bye, Tara. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Thank you.
All right, that was Tara, everybody. Let's give Tara a thumbs up. Students, I've run out of time, but not to worry. The website is here for all of you to use and to interact with each other. We're going to have lots more speaking in the week, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure to get notifications of these live classes. We will talk with more students, I promise you. This is our website here at aehelp.com. Click that big red button to join our premium IELTS package. It's a one-time payment, and it's the companion to these live classes. So it's what we use for our textbooks, audio materials, interactive chat. So it's a great way to maximize your learning. If you're doing general IELTS, it's the same idea. It's just the green background here at gieltshelp.com, and you want to click that big red button. Thank you so much, Carolina, for moderating. Thank you, students, for being here with me today and for sharing your English and your personalities. You're all lovely, lovely people, and you're all very smart people and ambitious people. That's why you're here. So keep up the good practice. You will reach your dreams and goals. I'm sure of it. Never let anybody dissuade you. Just keep your chin up. Keep pushing forward. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from Victoria. Again, aehelp.com, gieltshelp.com. Hopefully, I will see you tomorrow for reading and writing. Much love to all of you. Bye for now.